In a world where racing legends are forged on the track, one question has ignited a firestorm. Is the way we crown champions in NASCAR fair, or are we just bitter it was Joey Logano who pulled off the impossible? Let's dive into the chaos that erupted after the 2024 Cup Series finale, and why this debate isn't just about rules. It's about pride, perception, and the soul of the sport. The unseen battleground, a championship that sparked chaos. On a chilly November night last year, I was perched on a stool in my favorite arcade bar in Little Rock, Arkansas, glued to the NASCAR Cup Series championship. Joey Logano dominated 107 laps, clinched the title, and secured his third Cup Series crown. But what followed wasn't just celebration, it was a digital revolt. NASCAR social media channels exploded with outrage, and the word legitimacy became the rallying cry of a divided fan base. Here's where it gets tricky. Was the backlash really about the playoff system, or was it about who won? Imagine if Tyler Reddick had been the one to save fuel at Nashville Superspeedway, bounce back from elimination at Charlotte Roval, and storm through the final 4 races to take the crown. Would the same critics be calling the system broken? Or would they be cheering a David versus Goliath story? The truth is, the format itself is neutral. It's the player who becomes the lightning rod for controversy. The format debate, tweaks or a full reset? Let's face it, no system is perfect. The current playoff model has its flaws: fewer drivers, a multi-race final, and stricter point eligibility rules. Could smooth out some wrinkles. But a growing faction of fans wants more than tweaks. They want a complete overhaul. Enter Jeff Gluck's bombshell report. NASCAR is seriously considering ditching the playoffs altogether and reverting to a 36-race format to determine the champion. Wait, are we going back to the days of the old chase? This shift feels surreal, doesn't it? The same fans who once cursed the playoffs for being too unpredictable now crave a return to a system that rewards consistency over chaos. But here's the elephant in the room. Does changing the format actually solve NASCAR's deeper problems? The bigger picture. Can a new system save the sport? Let's not kid ourselves. The 36-race format might satisfy purists, but it won't magically fix the sport's struggle for relevance in a crowded media landscape. The NFL's dominance, the rise of streaming platforms, and the fragmentation of TV audiences are forces no rulebook can tame. Even Mark Martin, a legend who once championed the playoffs, has publicly called for their demise. But is nostalgia the answer when the world has moved on? And here's a thought-provoking twist. What if the real issue isn't the format, but the fact that NASCAR is trying to compete in a cultural arena where stock car racing is no longer king? Could a 36-race season bring back lapsed fans? Maybe, but it won't reverse the tide of viewers who've already tuned out for good. Who's pulling the strings? Oh, and here's another twist. NBC, the network that broadcasts the races, has taken a back seat in shaping playoff reforms. That's a seismic shift from 2023, when rumors swirled about NBC's behind-the-scenes influence. Now, NASCAR is free to chart its own course. But is that a good thing? Or are we seeing a power struggle between the sport and the TV networks that profit from it? Final lap. Your turn to weigh in. So, where do we go from here? Is the playoff system a flawed masterpiece, or is it time for a radical reset? Should NASCAR cling to tradition or embrace innovation? And most importantly, does it even matter anymore? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you team playoff, team 36 race, or somewhere in between? Let's hear it. About the author. Daniel McFadden is a seasoned voice in motorsports journalism, with over a decade of experience covering NASCAR. From his days at NBC Sports to his current role as lead reporter for the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and Front Stretch, Daniel brings a sharp, unfiltered perspective to the sport. He's also the host of the podcast Dropping the Hammer with Daniel McFadden, where he dissects the biggest stories in racing. Connect with him at danielmcfadden@gmail.com.